Hey guys, Flash here, and today I'm going to make a short segment on action bases. So without further ado, let us begin. What you see before you are action base 1s. To the front we have a clear action base, and to the back right we have a white action base, and to the back left we have a Sinanju exclusive action base. And based on that, you can probably assume that I'm going to focus on action base 1s in this video. And to start things off, basically looking at the white action base, we can definitely say that it's a standard, just a plain action base. And it actually comes in multiple options. You can either get a black one, you can get a white one, or you can get a gray one, and those are really going to be standard and probably the cheapest. But if you add a couple bucks, you'll probably have the chance of getting a clear action base. Now again, I'm probably assuming the prices, but maybe they're slightly the same, but for the most part, obviously the differences are really going to make the price go up, especially for the clear. In the clear one, you actually have two options: clear as in this, or clear green. And moving on to the left, we have a model exclusive action base, and this is for the Sinanju. It comes with multiple marking options, but I haven't really stickered and marked it up. But once I do, I'll make a separate video just to show you guys how well it is. But for the most part, this is just for something that really makes you appreciate the model more, and for personal use, just to make it really stand out on the shelf or table. So that's pretty much it. Now that we got that covered, the next thing I really want to go over is why they're really necessary. Now they're really necessary because looking at the overall structure, you can definitely assume that it's for something heavier and more sizable. And by that, like a high grade, it can probably hold a high grade for sure, but a high grade is going to be light on these, and it's already big. And by big, I mean the action base. It's already big and lengthy, so it's meant for something bigger and more sizable. So that's why I think it's really meant for master grades and something higher, just for the fact that it's like big, and it's probably going to be able to support the weight. And that's why I really like this about the action base. Looking at the rod right here, I'm not really going to show it, but you have options of making it longer, like these options right here. I have it on the lowest because I don't really want to go that high. But after you do that, you can have a longer, higher range of movement, and with that, you can take the chance of having dynamic poses and nice scenarios. If you really have a lot of gunpla, then you can really get a bunch of action bases and really make a scenario where it's like a battle diorama without doing anything. Just get a couple action bases and have at it, and maybe like print out a space background or get something black and just make like white dots, and boom, you're pretty good. You're good to go. But yeah, pretty much an action base 1 is really something I think is a necessity to certain master grades. Some master grades are gonna need an action base because it's really a necessity to certain reasons, and one reason being, looking at the unicorn, the ankles. Obviously a lot of people have encountered the ankle issues, and basically the only way to cure that is to get an action base and to avoid messing with the ankles. Otherwise you're gonna stress it out, and eventually you're gonna get heartbroken by knowing the fact that the ankles broke off because it got stressed out too much. But besides that fact, the ankles just really don't work well, so it can't really stand well on its feet unless you really work with it. But for the most part, an action base will help it, and it'll actually cure that issue, and it'll really make it open more, and it'll give it more room to work. And basically it'll really show off the designs and capabilities of the unicorn. And you might say I'm exaggerating, but once you really get a pose down and you really get something cool down and you really appreciate it, you're really going to see the design and theme behind the model, and that's what I think really makes it more appreciative. So that's just one step to really enjoy the model just that more. But yeah, basically some action bases are really a necessity for certain master grades, and you don't really need the unicorn as an example. Another example would be heavy models such as the Sazabi, the O. Those are pretty big models and they're really heavy going, and once you get an action base, you can definitely plop them on, and you can probably get a few poses down and really appreciate it more. Due to the fact that they're really big and bulky, you probably won't be able to go anything lengthy or dynamic, but at the same time with an action base you can probably appreciate it more. So basically that is why an action base 1 is really a necessity to certain master grades. With that being said, those aren't the only reasons why you should get an action base. You should also consider an action base if you're fluid in videos and photography. Now you could ask how and why, and the prime reason being that audience, the viewers, can easily get distracted when there's a solid object underneath the true target of what you're going for. So let's say the unicorn, for example. I plop the unicorn onto the white action base and I make a picture of it, and basically people are going to look at the picture, they're going to notice the pose, but at the same time their eyes are going to get swayed and distracted by the solid action base. And that being said, it's not something that can blend into the background or like get the eye off of, so that is why a clear action base is really recommended for photography and videos, and it'll work better. So if I were to put the unicorn onto a clear action base, you're going to notice the unicorn more than the clear action base, because the clear action base can blend in with the background and it can go unnoticed. So that's the best part about it, and it's really great for photography and videos. So that's basically another reason why you should look into it. So definitely a lot of advantages and reasons why an action base 1 is definitely good, but for the most part, at the end of the day, it's good because it's really required and necessary for certain master grades. It's going to really make you enjoy the master grade more, and it's good for photography and videos, especially for the clear action bases. So what more do you need? So that's basically it, and that wraps things up, honestly. And thanks as always. Comment, rate, and subscribe. This is Flash, signing out.